Hello, Algebraites. This video is in conjunction with a Desmos activity that I'll leave the link in the description down below, or you can scan this with your phone. And I'm going to scroll here just to show what the answers, what we expect them to be, so you can check them and pause and fill in after you fill that, after you do the Desmos. So I'll provide you some music. Next page. Okay, now what we're going to do is give you some formal aspects to what a basic function looks like. And this particular function has absolute value signs. And so that's an important thing because the absolute value helps determine the shape. So let's go ahead and summarize what we have here. First off, the parent function. The parent function is indeed y equals the absolute value of x. Or another way you could write that is f of x equals the absolute value of x. The shape. We know the shape is a basic V shape. So it's V-shaped. Now, technically, it can also be upside down like a rooftop as well. The domain. In other words, what values of x are we allowed to put in there? Well, all real numbers. And remember, another way of writing that is that we could simply just say, use this symbol right here. The range. We'll get back to the range in just a minute because it requires us to know some other background things. Okay, as you did your exploring, something you noticed, hopefully, was that whatever we added and whatever we subtracted took my V shape and it shifted it up or it shifted it down, and that's it. So K, that's important. K tells me my vertical translation. Another word for translation is shift. Or we could say move. Now, of course, plus x, the positive moves up. If it's positive, it moves up. If K is negative, it moves down. Okay. Now, so that's what this guy here does. So this part is about vertical translation. Okay. Next, this guy here, the H, is horizontal translation. So left or right. Left and right. I do want to point out, and this is extremely important, it's not what you see inside, but it's the opposite of what I see, okay? You're going to see a plus x plus an x plus 3. Well, that's going to mean left 3. So that's what that negative right there means. So H here is horizontal translation. Now that's the formal word translation, and like I said before, you can say shift or move. Notice that we're not doing, it's not changing the shape, it's just moving things around. Well, that means together H and K will always form the vertex. H and K together will always form the vertex. And next, the axis of symmetry, that's the component, if this is my V, the axis of symmetry is the vertical line that passes through the vertex. So that means it's always going to be x is equal to whatever h is. Whatever h is. Okay, now that brings me also to my range. Range. But let's pause, actually. The next thing we want to do is A. A tells me a heck of a lot of things. Number one, A tells me if it opens up or down. Up or down. It also tells me if there's going to be a vertical stretch or if there's going to be a vertical compression, if it gets squashed down, okay? So first, open up or down. First off here, if A is a negative number, then this is going to be it opens down. Opens down. In other words, the negative means that it is going to do a reflection, a vertical reflection. Vertical reflection. If A is positive, then it opens up, and there's no reflection. All right, so that brings us to the range here. If it indeed is open up, if it does open up, then my K is the lowest that this V shape goes. So if this is K, then my range is everything above that. So that's how it is. If it's opened up, then my range, Y, is greater than or equal to your K. Well, we can flip this around too. That means if it opens downward, that means my K is the highest it goes. So the range is everything below K, including K. All right, the last thing we want to do is pay attention to the A values. Notice that the higher A goes, the more narrow it got, which means that as A is greater than 1, this makes it more tight, and we call that a vertical stretch. Vertical stretch. And this means that if we have like a 1/2 or a 2/3, something like that, then this becomes a vertical compression. In other words, the V gets wider, and up here the V gets tighter or more narrow. Okay, so let's walk through and see some application about graphing. All right, so let's look at this here. First thing we notice is my H here, I see a -3 there, so my vertex is going to be +3 and +4, like that. So I can actually just graph that over here, 3, 4. 3, 4 lives right here. There's my vertex. Now, as a result of that, because my vertex is there, my axis of symmetry has to also go through that point. So my axis of symmetry is actually just the x value there. So it's a vertical line passing through the vertex. Okay, next, because of the positive right here, we know that this is going to open upward. Now, the last thing we need is slope. Slope, again, I put it in quotes because it's not exactly, but it certainly works pretty well. The slope is going to be this right here. Since my slope is 2, I can interpret that as 2/1, and it means this. I'm going to go up 2, and I'm going to go right and left 1. So watch the magic here. So from here, we go up 1, up 2, right 1. So now I'm here. Now I have to reflect that across this line to there, which is the same thing as going up to left 1. Now I would do that again, up to right 1, and then up to left 1 over there, or put it here and reflect it across this axis. And there we go. Notice it's very quick to graph this. We need a place to begin, and how to move in the upward direction in this case. All right, on the same graph, pause this video and go ahead and graph this. All right, now let me graph it real quick with you. Our vertex here is opposite of what I see, so it's a 1, and it's exactly what I see there, so it's a -4. 1, -4 lives right there. Because that's positive right there, we know that it opens up, and 1/2 means I'm going to go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, and up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. Here's my axis of symmetry right there. So all I do is connect the dots like so. And there we go. All right, on the next page here, I'm going to do another one, and then you can practice graphing even more. All right, our vertex here, again, we need to go with our what we see and what we don't see. Here, whatever the opposite is right there, I see a -3, and then this is exactly what I see, a -4. -3, -4, so I can actually graph that right now to be there. Okay, next. This tells me right here that it opens downward, and my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals -3. So I can actually start graphing that vertical line. Okay, and my slope, of course, is just that 2. Remember, the slope is 2, which is 2 over 1, but I'm going in the downward direction. So now I go down to right 1, down to left 1, etc. So it's this more sharp, more acute angle that's been flipped upside down there. Okay, now practice all of those. Go. And check these right here. Thank you very much.